The Ukrainian president has said his country needs more time before it can launch a much-anticipated counter-offensive against Russian forces. Volodymyr Zelensky says the military was still waiting for promised military aid, including armoured vehicles. He was speaking to the BBC's Hugo Bachega in Kyiv, who was conducting the interview on behalf of the Eurovision News Group of public service broadcasters. And Hugo joins me now from Kyiv. Clearly, lots to talk about.
Yeah, Frankie, I think what was interesting is that the president acknowledged that some people may be tired of the war, but he also talked about success, he talked about victory. Obviously, this is the job of the president, to keep the country united, to keep morale high. But I think there is a clear understanding that this much anticipated counteroffensive is likely to be crucial for Ukraine, not only in terms of what happens on the battlefield, but also in terms of the military support that the country has received from Western countries. And we've been talking about this counteroffensive for a very long time. So I asked the president whether his country was ready for it.
So, Mr. President, I've been here for a few weeks, and I think almost every conversation I've had has touched on the issue of this much anticipated Ukrainian counteroffensive. Are you ready for this counteroffensive?
Mentally, we're ready. In terms of how motivated our military are, we're ready. In terms of enough personnel in our brigades, we're ready. In terms of equipment, not everything has arrived yet. That's my answer.
So you're still waiting for weapons and for the kind of military equipment that have been promised to arrive?
Yes, we're still expecting some things. They will reinforce our counteroffensive. And most importantly, they will protect our people. We're expecting armoured vehicles. They arrive in batches. We can advance with what we've got, and I think we can be successful. But we will lose a lot of people. I think that is unacceptable. We need to wait. We need a bit more time.
Let me talk about something that happened last week, because Moscow accused Ukraine of trying to assassinate President Putin. Was Ukraine behind that alleged attack?
No, clearly we were not behind it. They're always looking to do something that would look like justification. You do this, and we do this in response. But it didn't work, not even for their own people at home.
So who was behind it?
I think they did it themselves.
We're here in Kyiv as Eurovision is happening in Liverpool, in England, and you were supposed to be hosting it here, but you can't because of the war. How disappointed are you that you cannot host it?
I have great respect for the United Kingdom and its society. It's an amazing country. From the very start, my opinion has been that if we can't host Eurovision, it should take place in one of the countries that share a border with us, such as Slovakia or Poland, or any other country which our people can reach easily, something nearby.
So that's President Zelensky talking about Eurovision, but also talking about this counteroffensive. We don't know where and when this is going to happen. Nearly a fifth of this country remains under occupation, and we know the Russian forces are fortifying positions in some occupied areas. So this is likely to be an extremely difficult phase of the war for the Ukrainian military. The president also warned of the risk of a frozen conflict, saying that this is what Russia wanted. And he also expressed concern that his country could come under pressure to enter negotiations with Russia if the military did not achieve major gains in this counteroffensive. And that could involve discussions about territorial concessions. And he said that was not acceptable, saying that why should any country give its territory to President Putin?
Thank you very much, Hugo Bachega, reporting live from Kyiv.